Now it's
Thank
perfect,
you.
Yeah.
My presentation will be very short because we have few amphorae to discuss. This study started about 10 years ago when, in an excavation for the Constanza bypass, about 10 kilometers distance from the city of Tomis, in the village of Cumpana, we found an interesting complex dated to the late 6th and the first quarter of the 7th century, including coins from Heraclius, dated in 1613, 1614. In this complex, we found this amphora. You can see in situ picture, which has also the lead here. And after the discovery of this amphora, I started to find the parallels, and I was surprised not to find the very good parallels for this amphora. This is the amphora discovered in Cumpana. You can see the fabric, a surface fabric, and a close-up section for the handle, which is missing. The mouth diameter is about 10 centimeters. The maximum diameter is about 22, and the height is about 46 centimeters. This is clearly a similis for the well-known late Roman amphora 1, which is distinctive by its mouth and also by its fabric. In the deposits of the museum from Constanza, I found it in an old published amphora by Rădulescu in 1976, unfortunately with the very poor illustration and a very poor drawing. Now it is redrawn, and you can see a good photo and a good drawing. You can see also the dipinti on the neck. This one was found in the Danube limes in the city of Axiopolis, now Cernavoda. Unfortunately, it is an unknown context. Our museum collected this amphora from a local in 1975. In my opinion, this amphora comes probably from late Roman tombs, which are spread around the fortress of Axiopolis. One of the tombs, it's very well known, dated in the 6th century, with Christian symbols inside. So you can see the same fabric, the same typical imitation of late Roman 1. Now we have, for this example, a short mouth, 8.7 centimeters. The maximum diameter and the height are approximately the same with the other amphora from Cumpana. For some details, you can see the dipinto on the neck. One of the inclusions, including a big iron pellet on exploding, erupting on the surface. Also, a photo of the surface in the area of the handle, which is worn out, and you can see also the treatment of smoothing, which is a characteristic of this amphoras. And also a close-up section, which is the same with the amphora from Cumpana. The only parallel for this imitation of late Roman 1, I found it in an article published by Hayes with the discoveries in Cyprus at Paphos. And this is a restored amphora from different parts, found in deposit 12, dated into the mid-7th century. And you can see the description made by Hayes with the white clay, which is the same as the clay from our amphoras, the dark particles, and the hematite grits. And very important, these are non-micaceous amphoras. The wet smoothing, it's also the same. The brush traces also are visible in our amphoras. And also Hayes at that time proposed, with questioning this proposal, a possibly Lycian origin for this for his amphora from the area of Linira, and sees an appearance of fabric rather similar to the well-known Saracane whiteware glaze too, typical for the Byzantine times, 7th, 8th century. You can see also the dimensions. It's height, it's the same. The diameter of the rim is the same. The molding of the rim is the same. And the body diameter, it's here a little bit larger, 25 centimeters. From these two amphoras, I started studying and saw with my eyes the fabric of a well-known, for some of the researchers in the Black Sea area, a well-known amphora, the so-called Antonova 9 type, which in my opinion is the same in fabric with those two, those late Roman 1 similis amphoras. You can see one example found in the also in the hinterland of Tomis, in the village of Lazu, where a new complex of late 6th and early 7th century was found 10 years ago. This example has also the surface smoothing, you can see, also the brush traces. What is it? A little big difference between the clay of this one and the fabric of this Antonova 9 example and the late Roman 1 similis is that it is a little bit yellowish than the whitish tendency of the late Roman 1 similis. This type, it's well known also in our excavations in the late Roman fort at Metum, in the center of Dobroudja, at the mid distance between the Black Sea and the Danube. As you can see, we have also two rim variants of this type. The first variant is that it's typical with this canal under the rim, and also a rolled one, and one fragment restored from multiple parts. It's about 46 centimeter height, a maximum diameter of 34 and a mouth diameter of about 13 centimeters. This Antonova 9 amphora is well known from the excavations of in Chersonesos, and it was first established as a type by Antonova et al. In 1971. Like his type 8, number 9, so it was not Antonova type 8, but Antonova 9 from the figure number 9. After that, we have some published examples by Romanchuk, Sazanov, and Sedikova in 1995 in their class 12 with number 15, which was published also by Mr. Opaitz in his book from 2004, and we have also a picture of this amphora. Also in Kapidava, on the Danube Limes in Dobroudja, we have from Oprish one example. You can see the differences are only in the treatment of the rim between those those three examples. I don't know if the amphora published by Antonova is the same with the amphora published by Romanchuk. I don't know. Maybe the Russian Ukrainian colleagues could tell us more. But this Antonova 9 amphora is a typical globular amphora of the late early Byzantine period, in the late 6th century, and also in the 7th century. Also known in other provinces, like the well-known Castrum Perti type, which is North African, and also in Crete, the so-called Tardo-Romana Cretese 9, probably, I don't know exactly now, 9 of Portale and Romeo. And it's illustrating, illustrates the tendency to produce globular amphora in this period. Also, Antonova 9 has a small variant, also known in Capidava. You can see, which is only 33 centimeters in height, and also probably because we don't know exactly, only this published example by Zemmer in 78 found in under the sea on the coast of Palestine. Also, a variant of Antonova 9, I think it's a find from also from Chersonesos, published firstly by Roman Ciuchetali in 1995, which is also a bigger example. You can see about 53 centimeters in height and maximum diameter of 36. You can see different published drawings from Roman Ciuc-Sazanov, and the distinctive also dipinto on the neck. The find it's also in the early 7th century context. And also we have in Dobroudja well known, the type it's well known, but not in so much frequency. For example, in Argamum, you can see also the two examples with dipinto, which resembles the Chersonesian type. Also in Tropeum Traiani and in Halmiris on the mouth of the Danube. You can see a mapping of these finds. Only I have access to the Dobroudjan discoveries, but it is interesting that it was found only in the Black Sea, in Cyprus, and this unique find from Palestine. We are at the beginning of the research for this type, and I think probably more in-depth analysis for amphoras in deposits of different sites or different museums could help us to establish better the fabric, the evolution, or the chronology of this type. And our conclusion is that both types surely share the same fabric with very little minor differences. There are possibly new variants, judging from small fragments from the rims or the handles, but for this possibility, future research is required. Until now, there is clearly an unsolved question: where were produced these amphorae? Eastern Mediterranean or Pontic production? I will be inclined to propose a South Pontic origin. I saw some similarities of smoothing treatment with Sinopian amphoras, but these are not surely are not Sinopian. And what is important is that these amphoras are good chronological markers for the last phase of the early Byzantine period in the province of Scythia, where the last known presence of the Byzantine authorities are in the first quarter of the 7th century. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much for this interesting presentation.